also looked at as well. So now at this stage, we are just looking at the documentation process of things. We've got this template, which we have been working on for a few days now. So we're just developing a data analysis process documentation, which we can use to further for our own data governance, as well as to further have a good understanding of what we are doing, and your own backup as well, for the work ahead. Okay. I see that I've got 2 copies of this. So I've tagged one data analysis template, and there's another one, Palmoria group. So this is the one I used the last one I used, which is it's not different from the first one I showed you, except for the fact that this is more updated. Okay, so we'll carry on with the one that says Palmoria. No, the one that says data analysis process template is a more recent one. Okay, so we have written these user stories as at the last time. Most of it's just a repetition of the other. Okay, so what do we want to see, and what are the acceptance criteria for this particular dashboard that we're about to, or the report that we're about to build? And you know how user stories go. There's a name for how we have written this user story, which I believe the business analyst would remember. I can't remember it, but yeah, when you write user stories as in this format, as for example, CEO of Palmoria Group, I want to understand actionable insights, to inform policies for gender equality and compliance. Okay, that sounds big. Someone else said, as the CEO of the Palmoria Group, I want to understand the gender pay gap within the organization so that I can identify areas for improvement and implement strategies for equal pay. That's someone else, the way they have put it, And another person said, as the CEO of MP, which is the Palmoria Group, it should be PG, I want to have a clear interactive dashboard that highlights areas requiring immediate attention in brackets, because that's quite a big overview. But in brackets now, we are narrowing it down to salary and performance rating, So instead of salary, maybe we should say salary, gender pay gap as well. So there's the case where are they complying with minimum pay that the government said they should pay? So in order of importance, I would say the first part is gender pay gap is one area of focus if we are using this third user story. So gender pay gap, comma, then we can have a salary compliance as the next thing we are looking at, or minimum pay compliance, not salary compliance. It will be minimum pay compliance. I think, yes, please.
Are we recording this session?
I think we are, yes. Who's recording for us, please?
Oh, I am.
Okay, sir, thank you. So minimum pay compliance, and then there is the issue of performance rating, which cropped up as well within that requirement. Okay, so we don't have to use all of these user stories, because, like I said, they are each one is like repeating the other one in a different way, because we had this from different people. Okay, but we are all saying the same thing. Another person says, as a member of the Palmoria group, Palmoria management team, the way it was coined in that business requirement document that we are given. I want to understand the gender distribution across all regions and departments so that I can identify areas with significant gender imbalance. Okay. Is it really significant gender imbalance or gender pay? I think this should be gender pay. Please feel free to butt in if you don't agree with the corrections I'm making here. Okay. So I'll take that again. As a member of the Palmoria management team, I want to understand gender distribution across all regions and departments so that I can identify areas with significant gender pay imbalances and take corrective actions. Okay, so that's the way someone else has put it. Okay. So any one of these that you decide to adopt, I think would be fine. Okay. Now, what would success look like? What would the acceptance criteria be? I think that's where we were. That's what we were on. What we should be doing next. So if we can quickly, do that, I think that would be great. Okay. So what would our acceptance criteria be for this? Success criteria would be the same as acceptance criteria in my own view, because that's what I put here, success criteria. So I might want to change that or have this as an addition and have somewhere here where I'm putting acceptance criteria. Okay. So I'm just creating space here for acceptance criteria. Okay, so what should we say our acceptance criteria is, people? Let's quickly iron this bit out. What would we see and decide, okay, if this and this is present, then that would be something we would accept as success, something like that. So maybe I would say something around, what they said here. Maybe if we want to write more than one sentence, we could come into the requirement and say that, okay, for example, this one where it says analyze the company data and generate insights that Palmoria management team would need to address. Okay, that seems like a huge one. Okay, so let's see if there's any other thing here. I don't think so. I thought okay. What was the problem initially? The problem would be that this group, okay, so unfortunately, the media recently published in the news with the headline, Palmoria, the manufacturing patriarchy. This doesn't look good for the owners of the business. Okay, so based on what we read here, what would the acceptance criteria be? Or based on your understanding of the project, please let's share your thoughts with me or with the class. I would say something around, just to keep it short and simple, something around, okay, my acceptance criteria would be a functional and interactive dashboard that highlights, all of what we have here, that actually highlights and points us in the direction of where we are at, at the moment as a company. Okay. So something like a functional, which I said is quite huge. So because if we were to write these as business analysts, obviously there will be a lot of things you are breaking down. But we are writing this in our own way now because it's not the major focus of our work is yet to be done. These are all just our own documents or, backing. Yes, document to back your work up. So a functional and interactive dashboard that highlights, that provides, not highlights, well, highlights as well, but that provides insights. Then we can do the repetition here, insight into all of this, all of what we have here, insights into, then I'm just going to copy all of these.
Sister Debbie.
Yes, ma.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have some acceptance criteria that I jotted down. I'll read it out and I want you to correct me on it.
Okay. So,
given that I am a CEO or CHR, I should be able to visualize. I now bullet it out. I should be able to visualize gender analysis, employee performance analysis, gender pay analysis, salary band analysis, net salary analysis.
Okay, so let's repeat that, ma. Given that
I am a CEO or CHRO, I should be able to view the dashboard and visualize gender analysis, employee performance analysis, gender pay analysis, salary band analysis, and net salary analysis.
I'm sure I'm going to need. Sorry, I can't type too fast.
Sorry,
so
I'm not able to. I'm just speaking
visualize.
Aloud. Whether.
No, let's put it down so that people can see it and all chip in if what they think. I'm thinking yes, but you will never know what other people are thinking. So I should be able to visualize
gender analysis.
Okay, gender analysis.
Employee performance analysis.
Employee performance analysis. Okay.
Gender pay analysis.
Gender pay analysis.
Salary band analysis.
Salary band analysis.
And net salary analysis.
And what?
Net salary analysis.
Net.
Yes.
Net salary analysis. Okay, is that all?
Yes, from my hand.
Okay. Okay, here we go, people. This is an acceptance criteria. What do we think about this acceptance criteria? I'm just going to put it together here. I should go down. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is the one I actually wanted to move. Okay. So let's make some typo corrections here. Okay, so this is the one from Sister Shadia. I'm going to highlight it so that we can all easily, read it. This red one. And let's bolden it well. Okay, it's boldened already. And I just want us to, have a look at that together and see. So this one here, given that I just put given that I am PMT is Palmoria management team, because it's not just the CEO, it's all of the team within that management body that needs to use the dashboard. Okay. So you can replace that however you want it. Okay. So given that I am a this, I should be able to visualize gender analysis, employee performance analysis, gender pay analysis, salary band analysis, and net salary analysis in this report or within this report. Okay. So what are your thoughts about this? I'm thinking it looks very good for an acceptance criteria because, okay, if we go by the objective is really, let's see, gender analysis. Are we analyzing gender?
Sorry, what I think is this, in my own opinion, I think it's kind of broad. Say gender analysis, employee performance analysis, we need to be specific about the kind of analysis we really want to see. This is what I mean. We can say, I would like to see maybe gender distribution or salary distribution by gender, you know.
Okay.
That means you've narrowed it down to the exact information you want to see.
So we want this to be gender distribution.
Rather than say gender analysis, because if you say you want to see gender analysis, what kind of analysis do you want to see
about the gender?
Yes.
Okay.
So
gender distribution.
Maybe salary distribution by gender. Something
gender
like that.
Distribution, salary distribution by gender.
Or something like that. That means you are being specific about what kind of analysis you really want to see. So that's what I think about that.
Salary distribution by gender.
Yes.
So if we say by gender, we are going to have to remove gender pay gap then.
Because gender pay gap analysis, that's the title of the analysis itself. I mean, like the gender pay gap analysis is broad.
Okay.
So that's what I.
So we are trying to really nail it down to exactly what they're asking.
Because for me to accept this project, I must be able to see this analysis, and I think being specific, that's what I think.
Okay. What about employee performance analysis? What was exactly stated in that? Are we doing something on employee performance? I can't really remember.
The rating, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think it's more of compliance with the salary threshold.
Yes, that one is there, but I think Mr. Gamas did give an extra work about that's where the rating comes. There's something about rating. General pointers from Mr. Gamma here. So Mr. Gamma is saying generally there are two genders, yes. However, some employees refuse to disclose their gender, fine. And some employees are without salary because they are no longer with the company. So we can keep those out. We know that. Lastly, some departments are indicated as no. We know we can take them out. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is the case questions. Okay, what is the gender distribution in the organization? Okay, so actually, it's not just by salary. Look at this. It says, what is the gender distribution in the organization? How many male to female ratio have we got? And it's saying distill to regions and department, at region level and at department level. Okay, so and then show insights on ratings based on gender. So this is where we are going to get our acceptance criteria from this case question, which will take us back to, that what we just said about. It says gender distribution in the organization at region and department level. Okay, so I'm going to have to change this. It's not just by salary. Yes, salary is part of what we are doing, okay? But they actually also want to see the gender distribution. So I'll take this out from here first. I won't take it out actually because we actually need that acceptance criteria. So we actually need that, what Shade put there at first, gender distribution at region and department level, I believe is what we have there. Okay. Yeah, gender distribution within the organization at region and department level. So that would have to be one of the things we must see before we can accept that the report has been done and acceptable. Okay. So gender distribution at region and department levels. So that's the way I'm thinking that part should have been written in the first place. Okay. So that tells us that all we are doing is we are showing a kind of a comparison analysis between at region level and at department level. Those are your filters, male, female, within all of the organization. So if we are looking at it at region level, we can see male ratio to female ratio. And at different department levels, we can see how that plays out. Okay, so that's one of the things we need to see. Okay, I'm just going to bring this down because it's looking like quite a long sentence. So I'm just going to do this and bring that down so that we can have a kind of a bullet point to this a little bit so that it's easy to digest for whoever is looking at this. So that is one. And then we can have this as the other one. Salary distribution by gender is one of the, then we'll look for how we coin this employee performance analysis. So salary distribution by gender, I'm thinking that salary distribution by gender and gender pay gap analysis go hand in hand. Should we interchange them or leave both? What do you think we should do with those two so that we're not repeating?
I'm not sure of that salary distribution by gender again, because I think it looks like a metric, you know. It looks like a KPI to me.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. So
If
now
you should
that
be
we know that
specific,
the gender distribution is what they exactly want with the gender distribution is being stated here. It's not really to do with salary. That's why you are saying we should say okay.
Yes.
And then show insights on ratings based on gender. Okay. So with that number 2, show insights on ratings based on gender. How should we coin this? Should we leave this as employee performance analysis? Is that what that means?
It looks like that. It looks like that.
Okay. So
performance. It looks like performance. Yeah, the rating performance. Okay. Yes.
So that is fine. And I believe gender pay gap analysis is still applicable.
Yes, I think so. I think it should be
salary band is still applicable. We were told to band the salaries up.
Yes.
And then net salary analysis within this net salary analysis within the report. Let's see how that is being coined in the thing itself. A recent, I believe that's where it is, isn't it? Yeah. A recent regulation was adopted, which requires manufacturing companies to pay employees that. Okay, so does Palmoria meet this requirement? Show paid distribution of employees grouped by a band. We have put that already in. This is how we are going to band it.
Sorry, please.
Yeah.
I'm looking at something. I used to do that.
We can't hear you well, sir.
Oh, Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, can you come down a bit to that number one? Just so that
I should come down a bit
that number
like
one.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the gender distribution in the organization? That's this. So can we look at
Your voice is
Can't hear
zoning
anything.
in and out. Your voice is zoning in and out.
Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, wow. I don't know what's wrong.
Is that
don't know.
Mr.
Can you hear?
Arile Shere?
Yes, yes.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
So right now I can hear you, but as you keep speaking, it goes really down.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying that if we look at this saying that what is the data distribution organization? Now, can we start from a comprehensive data audit and this ensure that that is
Which we
You
can
can't
really
hear anything.
Yeah, it would be nice to really hear that discussion.
Oh, you can't hear me, right?
We can't really hear you. So we hear a part of it, we can't hear a part of it. So it's really difficult to put it together.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Or maybe
if you put it, are you able to put it in the chat, sir?
Okay, it's all right. Let me try to do that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, and they're saying that.
Continue, please.
All right, sir. Thank you. So apart from the band, which we have mentioned in the acceptance criteria, we are also to visualize this gender band, no, not gender band, the salary band. We are to visualize this by region. So they want to see when we have banded all these salaries, and the band is, for example, 10 to 20,000, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and so on. Okay, so we should show that by region. Okay, so that's quite specific. The banding that we put here, I think we can just add that it should be done by region. Where is I think we said something about salary band analysis. Salary by region, salary band by region, so that if we are looking, if anybody is looking at our acceptance criteria and looking at the reports we provide, they will see why the salary band is shown, by region within our visuals, within our dashboard rather. And net salary analysis. Now, this net salary analysis, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, could we say that is where we want to see if Palmoria Group is compliant, is in compliance with the regulation? Is that what that means? Stashade, is that what you meant, ma?
I'm referring to number 4.
This one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that number 4 has been taken care of by this salary band by region. That's what that number 4 is all about. All of that, they are long stories there. So we can just
we
change
might not need this net salary then.
We will just change how we use it, because within that report, they are still talking about us checking out if the company is compliant. So a recent regulation, so this regulation part, we can use it for that last one. A recent, so there's 2 within number 4 already. Says a recent regulation was adopted, which requires manufacturing companies to pay employees a minimum of 100,000, and then they ask these 2 questions. Does Palmoria meet these requirements? So that last one, we can use it for this first question. Then show pay distribution, that's the one we have already done. That last one where it says show pay distribution, that is this one. Salary band analysis, that will show the pay distribution. Okay. But for this one, we can say salary compliance. If we want to put net, we can.
There
Because
is a
it's the net
question
salary.
on the chat.
Okay. Let's read it out. I can't see the chart right now.
What is the gender distribution in the organization?
Sorry, please. It's just a mistake. I'm trying to write the acceptance.
We still can't hear you, sir.
Oh, God Almighty. I'm just.
Are you using a headphone? Maybe it's the headphone.
No, I'm using my laptop.
Hmm.
Okay, let me just my laptop. My phone. Mm-hmm. Hmm? Mm.
Okay. So while Mr. Mustafa puts that in the chat, I believe this would be our success criteria now.
Sorry, I have.
Please go ahead.
I have an observation concerning the second one, which is the employee performance analysis. If you want to go back to the requirement.
Yeah.
It says show insights on rating based on gender.
Yeah.
Does that really take care of that?
Somebody is echoing up. How if we go back into the data set that we are given? I don't have the data set open now. I think it would be best to look at what that ratings column is actually telling us. Okay. So if we look at it and then look at the question where it says show insights on the ratings based on gender. Okay. So to me, that means each gender distribution has provided ratings. Okay. What's the ratings about? Is it about the company or what? Or is it that the company rated each of these gender, each of the employees rather? Okay. So if that's the case, yes, it would. What we put here would be right. If the ratings has been from the company to the employee, then we'll be right to put it this way, that because the rating will be about the employee performance, isn't it? Okay. But if it is the employee that's providing the rating on something else, then that would not be right. So until we go into our data set and discover that, we can say that we'll put this on hold until we look into the data set and confirm exactly what it is that ratings column tells us. Okay, I think it would be right, but I'm not too sure now because I haven't got any data set open. Except you have it open, you can let us know. Anyone? Okay. Okay. So, thank you so much, Sister Shade, for bringing us to bringing the business analysis side of things to us, because that is how you write acceptance criteria. Given that, there's a name that they give all these their ways of writing, the user stories as well as the acceptance criteria. Okay. Now, I have just gone on as a data analyst and just put normal English, but, a proper work of the acceptance criteria would be how this has been, really put out everything that we want to see. If we see all of this, yes, then we can say that it's been a job well done. So this, given that side of things, all of what you say in my cursor on, captures the essence of the report far better than this functional interactive dashboard that provides insights. If you were told to say between these two, which one gives you sort of what's the best word? Which one makes you look forward to actually seeing the dashboard? I believe it will be the one in red, because now even you are trying to say, okay, we will have a visual that shows this, another visual that shows that, another visual that shows that. That's nice. Compared to this long English of functional interactive dashboard that provide insights to gender pay. Okay, I hope you understand so this whets your appetite more, towards the work. And you would agree with me that in the process of putting all this together, even in your head as a data analyst, it's like you've already seen the end from the beginning. It's like you've already done the dashboard. So the job itself, the technical side of things, becomes easier because you've done this part. Okay, so I hope we don't always, like I said, we don't always do this part the way we are doing it now, but this is how it should be done. All right. And what would success criteria be? We have acceptance criteria, we have success criteria. And the success criteria would be, well, this was what I had for the previous project. What TW would be able to do with the dashboard in the end? What would Palmoria group now, PG, what would they be able to do with this dashboard in the end? That would be the success criteria. So if they are able to, get insights into the gender pay gap and address the media frenzy that's happening around their company, then that would be the success criteria, as well as if all the questions within here is being answered. All the questions they have here, if they have answers to them, that would be the success criteria. And that would be everything. All of that is what we'll come here to put here. Okay. And again, that is reminding us in our subconscious that we must make sure that they get these answers as we walk into the data set. Okay. Information needed. The needs of the end users for the dashboard. What are the needs of? So these two, I think, are just repetition. Success criteria and information. What information do they need? Even the user stories, all of those, and all of these are just going to be repetition. So I'll just copy and paste. What information do they need? They need to see their employee performance and ratings or analysis, how they comply with salary pay, salary band by region, all of that. That's the information they need to see. And it is also the same as the success, criteria. Get raw information needed for contextual purpose of making sense of the whole process. Okay, now for this part, the raw information we need is exactly the story that we already have behind here. We have a context to why we are doing this dashboard. Why do they need this dashboard? The story behind it,
Leave it and go and do what you want to do now.
We can hear you. Please mute.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So the story behind it gives you context to why you are doing the dashboard. It's not just that some data set has been thrown at you and then they said, just make sure you have this on the visual and that's it. Okay, the why. And they say that when the reason behind a thing is shown to us, it makes more sense. The power of a compelling why cannot be overemphasized. You work within the company. You don't want the media to spread negative news about the company. If it is true, what they are saying, you want it to be put right. If it's not true, you want it to be corrected as well. So that forms the basis of why you would want to ensure, that you do a very good job, of this, for them. That's the way I would interpret this process. And that is just you having business knowledge, industry knowledge. We know manufacturing companies is mostly headed by men from back in the day. They are not even young men. So they still have those old ideologies. And that's the truth. That is how it is even till now. Okay. So, and change is a difficult thing. Okay. So it's very possible, not very possible, it actually happens that those men dominate this industry. Okay. So are they, still are they still stuck in the past, or are they also evolving with the new and working with the new generation as well as how things are now? Okay. So that's the whole context to what you are doing, and that helps you to make more sense of things. It's not just you sat behind your computer and just looking at figures and text and letters and that's it. No, there's a story behind it. Okay, and then the data needed, data required for dashboard development purpose. Do we have that? Yes, we already have that. You can state the source of it if you like. Actually, it is here, data source. Okay, so this was the data source the sources I used for the previous report. But in this case, it's going to change because it's not what we are having right now. Right now, it's a CSV file we are using, isn't it? Is it CSV, people, or Excel? Okay, we'll correct that if we need to. I think it's a CSV. Am I still in class?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma. Data quality checks. These are the data quality checks. We said they are missing. I think we saw this earlier in this document. Okay, so we have some null values. We have some, is it null and what? Blank as well or something. So whatever data quality checks that you have done, that you find within the data set, we can put here. Formally, it will be data processing and data cleaning. Documentation of solutions should include data sources, transformation processes, and walkthrough on analysis conclusion. Ensure future updates are supported by this solution. Okay, so which is why we will take this work through, we'll plug the data source into something like Power BI that ensures that any new update is received and updates are automated. Okay, so that's what that part is mostly about. The cleaning step. Okay, what are the necessary cleanings that we need to do? In this case, we've just been told to remove any null departments and to remove anyone that hasn't got salary in that data set because they are no longer there. I think it would be worth checking if we have duplicate data, as well, and other, it would be nice to trim and clean in case you have any trailing spaces. These are the things we could document as the data cleaning that we did. Is there any extraction that is needed? Let's see what's written here. Extract needed parts of your columns where necessary. Check that you have correct number of rows. Okay. In our own case, if we have removed duplicates, I think we will be fine. If you know the number of rows you are supposed to have and you check and it's not complete, that could be an eyebrow. You could raise an eyebrow about it. I don't think I've got enough data, for this work. Chances are you won't really know how many rows you should be working with. Okay. Because you'll be working with loads of thousands of rows. Check for data type. So we will do all this within Power Query, of course. Ensure that number is seen as number. Even within Excel, if you are doing that, ensure that data are seen as dates. Text is seen as text. Ensure that dates are written or typed in the correct format for the region that you are providing the report for. Decimal or whole number as required are used, and so on and so forth. So data types is very essential that we do right with ourselves and use the right data type, which we will see, like I said, by the time we start to get our hands dirty. Add abbreviations and extra, where we need to add extra column. For example, where the requirements is telling us to put bands in place. That will be an extra column that we'll need to put there, isn't it? Where it says questions, this one. So it's going to need us to add an extra column where all these salaries are put in the different bands. Okay, So that is what that is about. I'm taking your time. Sorry, I know. I think I will round up now. I was trying to rush that we will start the actual work on Monday, but that's fine. I think we've done loads and loads of these templates, really, of this documentation. Okay. The dashboard creates a blueprint of what the dashboard would look like. Okay, so it's like a mock-up. I think we can do that on Monday if we want. If not, we can just carry on and design what we want to design. Any assumptions that we put, I think we've dealt with the strengths and assumptions. We did say, Mr. Jide did raise something around, okay, you've given us salaries. We don't know what role each of these employees has, who is the line manager, who is the salesperson, and all of that. That has not been put here. So the assumptions we are making with this data set is that everybody is sort of on the same level. Okay, so it's good to put that there. Of course, we'll see how we are going to model our data when we start. What are the challenges and the inferences that you found with the work that you are doing? It will be good to put. I think we can come back and actually complete some of these. We won't know what challenges we would face until we start. Okay, so and I think that is about it, really. Or everything on here may not apply to the report we are currently doing. Okay, so we don't, if it doesn't, then we don't have to answer it, really. But if it does, we can answer it. I think the rest of these, root cause, insights, and visualizing, whatever insight we get, we'll put here after we have finished the work. And that is it, really, for our documentation process. I think we managed to finish that in the end. We can stop recording. Thank you so much for helping with the recording.